Hey Queen, it's Reverend Tiffany, and I'm here on your second week of Declutter. You're still preparing for the Esther Project Challenge Phase 1, which is going to kick off on the first Sunday of April. And in the interim, you are working on our pre-challenge. So, what did you declutter last week? Maybe keep a decluttered journal or a little log and start to organize yourself. I had recommended that you take pictures of every area of your home. And that included cabinets, under beds, and closets. And so now I want you to start, maybe do a declutter brain dump and just write down everything that you feel needs to be decluttered. Now, this is just a long-term declutter plan this will turn into. Don't feel overwhelmed like you have to do everything right away. But it's important to identify what is below your standard. What is less than the type of space that you envision for yourself. So for me, I always wanted a desk when I walk in the room that has nothing on it. My working space to have nothing on it at all. That's hard to maintain, but it's possible. So I had to work over a period of time to make that my standard. I also then started adopting that standard a little bit for really any surface. I kind of like surfaces that don't have a lot on them. So then I'll build from there, and maybe I'll just have, an accent piece centered on a clean surface. But I had to start somewhere and figure out for myself, what is the current state of my home or my space or my possessions? What is it currently speaking to me? What is it saying? And what is my mind saying about it? And for me, I needed cleaner surface spaces. So this week, I want you to first tap into what response you have to what you're seeing when you look at the pictures that you've taken of your home, and just write down what you start to think. Next week, hopefully you'll take more action, but ask yourself this week, what am I motivated to actually act upon and do? Where should I start? My recommendation is that you start in your most personal and frequently used spaces. So, bathroom, you use every day. Kitchen, you use every day. Well, if you're like me, maybe not. So let's go back to bathroom. Biologically, you're in there every day. Your bedroom, your bed, your closet. These are spaces that are intimate to you and you're there every day. Maybe you don't start with the garage. Maybe you don't start with, someone else in your home space that you think is so cluttered, right? Leave them alone. This is about you. So maybe start with your bed. Maybe start with, is there clutter on your bed? Is there clutter around your bed? Is there a nightstand next to your bed that's cluttered? Is there a dresser in your room that's cluttered? What about your bathroom sink, where you get ready every day? Is everything organized so you can find it? Maybe you start with your towels, and your linens. Maybe you start with, where do you even store the things that would help you to kind of declutter, right? So you decide, this is your project, and you have not just this week, not just this month, you have until it's done. So don't put pressure on yourself. Now, if you are very advanced and you feel motivated, like I'm going to start really tackling stuff, I'll give you just a few tips. I recommend that you maybe get a trash bag, right? You need some sort of big garbage receptacle that you can go through and first just edit out things that no longer serve you. Whether that is your clothes, whether it's shoes, whether it's actual trash, you need a place. You can use a trash bag or a box, right? That you're going to put the edited out objects. And let me also give you this tip. You may just have time to do the actual edit. Like, I don't want this in this space anymore. But you may not have time right now to decide, okay, but where do I want this stuff? That may be a separate project. But just decide, okay, so maybe I clean out everything that's on my dresser if you have a very full dresser, right? You're like, I don't need all this stuff. I need it in my life. I don't know where to store it. I don't know when, but I know I don't need it on my dresser. Clean it all off, put it in your box or your bag, and have a little landing place, a declutter landing place in your home. Like, it's going to stay here till I get to that next phase. So, I think the bathroom is a great place for you to start. And think about, what do you need? I recently did this with a person I live with in my home, Pastor Eric, yes. But I went to try to organize on in his bathroom and separate out. And then I went and did it for myself, and it was very helpful. So on our surface, we have the things we need for our daily and weekly sort of grooming routine. That's hair products, face products, body products. But we were really real about, do I use this every day? Is this a part of my daily or weekly routine? That stayed out and accessible. And of course, your oral hygiene products as well. That stayed out and accessible, but the duplicates or the things that may be monthly, or certain scrubs for like the bathroom and a bathtub and in the shower, some of those things we decided to put away underneath so that it's not cluttering out on the sink. And what we can focus on is what we use most often. So you may want to think about what works for you when it comes to editing a surface. But I challenge you, you don't need everything out at the same time that you think you need. Try it, try it, try it. So I hope that this video just gives you some practical tips and some motivation. This is a very informal video, just from my decluttering heart to yours, that I hope that you just get started. And next week will be a little bit more inspirational and spiritual too, and some scriptures in there. But just know that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And God wants you to have, Christ died that you would have a satisfying and rich life. And sometimes the clutter around us is robbing us of our joy. It's robbing us of our opportunity. It's robbing us of the ability to have freedom to take on other projects in life. So I want you to get motivated this week and declutter. Edit out that which no longer serves you. I love you, Queen, and I will see you this Thursday for our second week of our Esther Project Biblical Leadership Study, where we're studying the book of Esther. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of the inaugural Esther Leadership Academy, your first deposit is due this Friday on March 10th. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.